You know, one of the things I want to talk about tonight at Pray It Off is questions. And you might say, well, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm going to tell you. You see, so often we live our lives on automatic pilot. And I always say, if we just stop before we do anything, before we eat anything, before we decide not to exercise, and we ask ourselves some questions, just stop before we lose our temper, before we make a judgment, and ask a question. And I actually have this book by Kathy. Well, this is the person who wrote the article. Debbie Ford wrote the book, and I have it. And as soon as I'm completely done with it, I'll bring it in and share it with the group. Because she writes about the 10, and I love this, 10 essential questions that guide you to an extraordinary life. And I like it because if you say, will this inspire me towards the future, or will it keep me stuck in the past? So often, when we choose from fear, it keeps us stuck in the past. And the next thing we're going to talk about is fear. And the reason we sometimes are afraid to change, that we say, you know what, I know I don't need those Fritos, I know I don't need the breakfast pizza, but I'm just going to have it today, and then tomorrow I'll be good. And if you stop and say, wait a minute, having this is the same thing I always do. It's not going to give me the future I want to be healthy and to look halfway decent. Do I really want this, or am I going to be just stuck in my same old behavior? And if you honestly ask that question, and then you say, but I'll think about that tomorrow, are you really learning from what we're talking about here? So ask yourself, is this going to help my future, or am I going to be stuck in the past? Then we talk about the next question. Will this bring me long-term fulfillment, or will it bring me short-term gratification? I say every meeting that food is a terrible boyfriend. It says it loves you, and then it cheats on you. It says it loves you, and then it hits you. And then it says, I won't hit you again, I promise I will, and then it hits you again. Food addiction. I don't mean food as a fuel, but the chips and the candy and the cupcakes and the Peeps and the bunnies and the jelly beans are unfaithful boyfriends. So many of us, though, we get sidetracked by our everyday commitments and chores, and we go for that short-term gratification instead of looking at the long-term fulfillment. Ask the question, will this 1,040 calorie, 6-ounce pure chocolate bunny help my future, or is it short-term gratification? What do we think the answer to that question is? All right, number 3. Am I standing in my power, or am I trying to please someone else? We give our power away to others when we let them decide what's best for us. And they use the word power a lot in this article. I like to think of our soul, our spirit, the Holy Spirit. Someone says, you come on, Ellen, you can have a piece of birthday cake. Remember I told you at work it's someone's birthday every day? So if I had a piece of cake every day, I'd be having how many days in a work week? 5 pieces of cake a day? I don't even feel tempted by it. I like to admire it. I look at the frosting, as long as it's not Biscotti's carrot cake, which I only have once a year on my birthday. But you say, you know what, I don't need to please them. I like them, they're nice people. And I say, you know what, that looks beautiful, thank you, but no. No. And when Eleanor said she didn't think she was fun, you know what? When I've gotten rip-roaring sometimes, slugging down the brews, and maybe I was fun, but the next morning I didn't feel fun, I wasn't fun on the scale, I feel happy, and I think I'm just as much fun when I don't drink, when I don't eat too much. Will I never have a drink or never eat again a snack? No. But I made a date with it. I've made decisions. I'm in control. It doesn't control me. Am I looking for what is right, or if I'm looking for what is wrong? This is one thing that I work on every day of my life. Seeing the good in every situation and every person allows us to be open to life's gifts. One of my favorite things is, what am I supposed to learn from this? What does God want me to learn from this? And sometimes I've yelled that, what am I supposed to learn from this? And sometimes I say it with an amusing smile. Oh, what am I supposed to learn from this? But I still ask the question, because there is a lesson in loss, a lesson in pain, a lesson in stress, a lesson in the ills of loved ones that you care so much about. There's a lesson. Will this add to my life force, or will it rob me of energy? You know what? I said to Bob, I've really been burning the candles at both ends, and I'd really like to go to the Stations of the Cross this Friday, but I'm so tired. I think I'm going to go to work and come home, and I've gone twice this Easter, and I don't think God's got a little list up there. I don't think he says twice Stations of the Cross, oh, she's not going a third time. I think God's saying, Ellen, you know, you've worked hard, you tried hard, take it a little easy. We don't need to rob ourselves of our spirit or our energy by even doing the right thing. Sometimes it's okay to say, you know what, tired. Need to take a little break, but not with Pray It Off. You're never too tired to come to prayer. I don't want to hear anyone say, Ellen, my life force tells me I need to stay home. No. All right. Will I use this situation as a catalyst to grow and evolve, or will I beat myself up? You gain 4 pounds, you say, that's it, I quit. I'm out of here. Well, you're still going to have 4 pounds gained, whether you're at Pray It Off, whether you're not. If you're not, and I've had somebody come up to me, someone who left after the last session and said, you know what, I'm going to do this on my own. And I said, are you really sure? I really think you should stay. She's like, no, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm not saying you can't do it on your own. She's coming back the next session. Here's the situation. I can't do it on my own. I can't. If you can, more power to you. I need the community, the fellowship, the eat less, move more, have God help you mantra. I don't want to beat myself up. I want to grow and evolve. All right, empower, disempower. I love this. Pure love is endless. I truly love the people in this group. I don't have to fake it. I don't look at the pictures and go like this. Love them, they're okay. Love them, I love them all. And I really do. And I say, God, did you just send people to the group that I would love? Did you just do that? Or do I just, I don't know. But I feel the pure love, and it motivates me and it helps me. All right, and self-sabotage. I mean, come on. You're doing great, you're doing good, and then you just fall off the wagon. How many alcoholics, you know, they go and they say, I'm only going to have one, the next thing you know, they're slugging them down. You go through the self-sabotage, you have to say, you know what, I'm going to get back, I'm going to do it. I want to love and respect myself and have peace of mind. And you know one thing I thought of, if you knew that in heaven, you could say, you could pick anybody else you'd rather be. You could be Elizabeth Taylor, Princess Di. You could be anyone else. I don't want to be anyone else. I want to be Ellen McCauley with all the flaws and idiosyncrasies. Finally, after half a century, I can say, you know what? I like myself. I want to be myself in heaven. A better version, of course. But I want to be myself in heaven. You got to get to that point where you say, I love myself and I am going to go forward and be the best I can be. Is this an act of faith or is this an act of fear? And we're going to go right into fear. Choosing from a place of fear keeps us rooted in the past. We repeat our old patterns. We have the danger of missed opportunities. We're stuck. If we choose from the Holy Spirit within us instead of our humanity, we would always make the right choices. And that's why we got the Holy Spirit at baptism and confirmation. We got it. And now we say, I'd like to choose from the gifts of the Holy Spirit. Will you help me choose wisely? We've got to ask. We've got to ask. And I'm going to stop there, my beloved.